to the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wah, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we love. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, lift it up.
Good morning. Sorry, I had to unmute the doggone microphone. But good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Shout out to everybody. Happy hump day. Get on in here. We got a show to discuss. Diddy trial still going. So we got a lot to discuss. Apparently, Halle and DDG been allegedly DDG putting the paws on Halle. We got a lot to discuss. Y'all get on in here. Get the likes up on the video, please, and thank you. Shout out to everybody in the building and happy hump day, aka happy Wednesday. Shout out to everybody in the building. I want to discuss a few things, but before we get into the show, I have a few announcements to make. Well, the first announcement is not a fun announcement. Get in here, because the first announcement is not a fun announcement, and it's not for me. I have to tomorrow go and get I have all 4 of my wisdom teeth. And I pride myself on having all 4 of my wisdom teeth. But one of them have a cavity on it, and they want to pull it tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll be able to go live. I have the procedure at 7:30. I don't think I'll be able. Did something happen to my eye, girl? No, did I get snuck? Not that I know of. I hope not. I hope nobody ain't hit me while I was asleep, girl. Ain't nothing wrong. Maybe they just a little puffy. I don't know. But yeah, so I got to get a wisdom tooth pulled tomorrow that has a cavity. I want them to just pack it, but they're like, no, we're just going to pull it. Whatever. So I don't know if I'll be able to do the morning Joce tomorrow. I don't even know about Friday. I don't even know. I'm not going, I'm going to be swollen puffy, Leah. Leah said I'm going to be swollen puffy. Girl, they not even putting me under. They just giving me some numbing stuff. So, and I have to get it. Mind you guys, this is my very first cavity. I've never had a cavity in my life. I'm 42 years old and I just got my first cavity. You feel what I'm saying? My right eye look a little black. That might be my birth certificate. Wait, which one is my right birth certificate? Sorry. I don't know if you guys know this, but my birthmark covers my entire right eye. Wait. You can't see it all the time because I typically wear makeup. And today I just kind of like 1, 2, ying. I didn't, but my entire right eye all the way up, you probably can't see it through the makeup, but all the way up until here is my birthmark. So if one looks a little darker, it's just that the makeup ain't makeuping. The makeup ain't makeuping, girl. Y'all made me think somebody done snuck me. Had me call my old man and say, did you hit me? Nah, my right eye has my birthmark. It goes from here all the way up until here. And maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. I don't know. I try to hide it. I've hated it all my life. But ultimately, yay. Where's my coffee? Girl, do I look tired? Girl, what is going on? I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, I will be having my wisdom tooth pulled tomorrow. Only one. I hate that I'm having my wisdom tooth pulled tomorrow because I want all 4 of my wisdom teeth. I pride myself on having all 4. I think that there's something spiritual there in the wisdom teeth. But ultimately, it is what it is. I got to get one of them pulled because so this one right here on the side, it grew this way. Well, both of them, they grew that way. So my wisdom teeth go toward my teeth. And this one protruded out. So I was teething like 10 years ago. When this one decided to grow out this way through my gums, I experienced teething. I literally went to Family Dollar and got me a teething ring. It was the most uncomfortable, annoying, itching, arrogant, like not arrogant, but annoying thing ever. But yeah, so ultimately I gotta go get that pulled. So I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll be on Friday. Hopefully I will. If not, then I'll definitely see y'all next week. So it was a last minute thing. I just went to the dentist yesterday, so this was last minute. I didn't plan for it. I didn't plan on have any teeth removed, but I got to get this wisdom tooth back here removed. But I will at least try to do something, give y'all some content or something. I'll try, because YouTube ain't playing. And that's another thing I want to say. YouTube ain't playing. Girl, YouTube is really playing with our money. Girl, because I'm losing money, but I'm putting out the same amount of content. And I'm over here like, how, Sway? So we'll see. We'll see. Y'all get in here and get the likes up on the video. The show today, wait, is that anything else? The wisdom tools? I think that's it. If something else comes to mind, we'll this is another thing I want to say. The Diddy trial, that's what we're going to discuss today. That's what we're going to be discussing moving forward. And I would like to say this. A lot of people get emotionally attached to these celebrities, into these situations, right? Because a lot of us see certain things that's happening to celebrities and certain things that's happening to others, and we look at that and we like to internalize them and think about how basically it affects us and what we got going on. You know what I mean? And I keep telling y'all, and I've been telling y'all this from the beginning of time, us and celebrities are not the same. We are not the same. We don't live day to day the same. We just don't. Especially billionaire celebrities. The things that we deem is crazy is a regular Monday or Tuesday for them, if it makes sense. You know what I mean? And I'm saying all that to say is, I know that I have controversial opinions about the Cassie situation. I do believe, let's really be clear about this. I believe that Cassie was a victim. I do. There's nothing in me that makes me believe that Cassie was not groomed. Cassie was groomed. I believe that a man who was much older than her used his wisdom and used his years on earth to manipulate her. I believe a man with his power and status, I believe that he used that to manipulate her. I believe all of that. We are in agreement on that. I got to be real honest with y'all. I think the part where we part ways in our agreement is, I believe that after 10 years of being with this person, that I just don't believe that every single day, 365 days for 10 years straight, that she was a victim every single day, every single encounter. I don't believe that, you guys. I don't. Victims often become abusers. Because see, we live in an internet world where we defy all logic and reason, right? At the end of the day, at the very, very end of the day, yes, she was groomed. Yes, she had some things done to her and for her. And yes, she was manipulated. But at the end of the day, Cassie still was there for 10 years. There were encounters that happened between Diddy and Cassie and other parties where she is seeming to be initiating things and things of that nature. She's not. After a certain amount of time, victims become abusers. That's with any type of abuse. I don't care what it is. And I think that that's what happened to Cassie. And for that, I call that out. Certain things that I'm seeing that's happening, I can understand when it's Diddy behind it. I can understand when, it's a whole bunch of stuff, going on. But we cannot absolve Cassie of all responsibility. And this is the gag, because I was listening to Mims live right before I came live on here. Shout out to Make It Make Sense. He's over at the trial. And Mims is the most unbiased, fairest content creator I have seen on YouTube. I got to be honest. Mims, make it make sense. If y'all haven't and y'all want to get details about what's happening inside of the courtroom, and I'm low-key giving him a shout out, you know, a high key, but go over to Make It Make Sense. He's got notes and he's got a play-by-play. So I love that about Mims. But even Mims is saying, well, this doesn't make her look so, or this doesn't help the fact that he is, because at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, it's not going to all end up pointing to Diddy. There were multiple things and multiple people that helped this empire called Diddy. We had the same situation happen with the R. Kelly. I told y'all, I feel like every single one of them folks on that surviving R. Kelly need to be in jail. All the parents, all the assistants, the security, the dancers, the singers, everybody needed to be in jail because they all played a part in his abuse. I'm saying all that to say, I'm not saying Cassie needs to go to jail. But what I am saying is Cassie is not absolved of accountability and responsibility. She's just not, y'all. She's just not. And this is the gag. From what I'm hearing through Mims, even she is not absolving herself of all accountability and responsibility. That's the gag. She is on the stand saying, well, yeah, I didn't want to say no, not because, and she's not saying this, but she's not saying, I'm not saying no because he'll beat me. It's just, well, I didn't want to disappoint him. You see what I'm saying? So because of that, I understand a lot of people going to get into their feelings because they just want to just make Cassie out to be this victim, and she is a victim to an extent, but they just want her to be nothing but the victim and nothing more, nothing less. I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion. I'm not going to get on here and just lie to y'all so y'all won't be mad at me. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? You know, so with that being said, when we discuss the trial and it sounds like certain things is given, you know, Cassie may have had some input, I'm going to say that. And I think that I should be able to say that. And I think that we should be able to agree to disagree. Now, disclaimer, if you decide that something I say during this Cassie trial is just the straw that breaks the camel's back, then guess what? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I think you should go to another place where they're going to just say what you want to hear. You know what I mean? And then that's fine on that. If you would like to come back, I'd love to have you back. If you don't, that's fine too. You know what I mean? But ultimately, I'm just going to give you my opinion on some of the things that I'm seeing. And from my opinion, Cassie isn't 100% innocent. She's just not. And y'all can get on here and say that she is because it makes you feel better about something personal you have going on, or it makes you feel better about, you know what I mean, victimizing yourself, and that's fine. But for me, if it sounds weird, I'm going to say it sounds weird. Okay? So with that being said, yes, absolutely. Courtney asked, do I think she could have suffered from Stockholm Syndrome? Absolutely. Without a doubt, without question, I believe she could have some level of Stockholm Syndrome. And that's probably why she did a lot of the things that she did. I think also, too, when it comes to criminal activity, most people don't get off by using Stockholm Syndrome. And again, she's not charged with a crime or anything, but the Stockholm Syndrome thing only works up to a point, and then it doesn't. You know what I mean? All right, y'all come on in, get the likes up on the video. Let's go through these few honorable mentions really quickly. First and foremost, I want to start off with the brother. Some good news, Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony will be able to walk and graduate this year from high school. From what I'm hearing, he is a straight A student, or at least an AB honor roll student. And he has been approved to walk on stage in Texas today. Update: Carmelo Anthony will now be allowed to graduate from Centennial High School despite facing a pending charge. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't know how, as a mother, I will feel about my son doing this because I know how people are. But if my son wanted to do it, I'd be 100% in agreement. I would be basically promoting him and supporting him and letting everybody around me know. And I would also hire some damn good security. I would hire some damn good security. Do you hear me? But ultimately, because this is Texas, let's be honest, this is racist, clear Texas. Y'all don't let that fall. See, y'all go to Houston and y'all get to acting crazy. See, that's y'all problem. Most Black Americans go to Houston. Some of them, if they more traveled enough, might go to Dallas. Okay. And y'all get to acting like that's Texas. No, baby. Racist, clear Texas is still racist, clear Texas. Don't let them major cities fool you. They got a lot of states running around here with the major cities that will fool you. Atlanta is a major city that will fool you. What up, JP? What up? Shout out. JP said that bitch was in it to win it. She a freak too. She took money because she wasn't no victim. Hashtag accountability. I get you. Shout out JP. But now listen, what was I saying? Atlanta is one of those cities that will fool you. Atlanta will make you think that Georgia is all inclusive. And I'm about to tell you right now, you bet not leave outside them city limits. New Orleans is another city that will fool you. They will make you think Louisiana is all inclusive. And I'm telling you right now, you bet not step foot outside them city limits. Houston, all these other places that have these major cities that Black folk love to go around there and visit. Y'all getting on here thinking that, oh, it's all inclusive. It's only inclusive inside that city. And the inclusivity, how you say the word? Inclusivity, whatever the hell it is. That word is only limited inside the city. It just looks like that. It ain't like that. Okay? So with that being said, y'all got to be careful with these people in these cities. Personally, as a mother, I wouldn't want him to walk because I'm afraid of my son's safety. That's just me. But if my son came to me and said, Mama, I want to walk. I don't care. I'm going to walk unafraid. Boom, 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 boom. Then it is what it is. And my son going to walk. You feel what I'm saying? But I would definitely hire great security, both to and from. And as a matter of fact, I'm not even comfortable with that. And let me tell you why. Because remember, they had to move to a disclosed location because people had doxed their address. I wouldn't even want nobody to know where I'm coming and going to. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, but he will walk, or he's allowed to walk. We'll see if he will walk. And shout out to the brother Carmelo Anthony. Y'all know we supporting brother Carmelo over here on the channel, okay? Now I also want to get into, there's another honorable mention before we get into the show that I want to get into. Not that. Hold on. It's another honorable mention. Then we're going to get right on into the show, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Ciao. Y'all seen this? Pam Anderson. First and foremost, Pam is only 57. Pam Anderson. For people who are wondering, Pam Anderson, what in the world? Who is Pam Anderson? Let me get her on here so y'all can see the difference. You feel what I'm saying? She used to be on Baywatch. She was the it girl. As a matter of fact, outside of Dolly Parton, I want to say she was one of the first clear blonde hair, blue eye girls who would come on here with the fake boobs that were super, super huge. You see what I'm saying? And Pam was that girl. Let's really be clear about it. Especially on Baywatch. Pam was that girl. Everybody and their mammy wanted to be with Pamela Anderson. Let me get her on here. This is an older one too. But let me show y'all Pam. This is old Pam. This is old Pam, right? Remember I told y'all one thing about milk. If you leave milk out for days at a time, what happens? It spurls. Now, we are talking about the milk community. This is the whole milk. This is the whole milk out of the milk community. This is the most aging milk of them all. Does that make sense? Does it make sense? This is the most aging milk of them all. Like, At least with the soy milk and the, you know what I'm saying, the other milks, at least they'll, you give or take another day or two. You feel what I'm saying? But with this Pam and this milk, that one hit different. So this is old school Pam, and this is Pam today. Now let's really be clear. Pam is still fine. Let's really be clear about this. Pam is still fine. Don't ever let the fine part go over your head. Pam is still fine. It's just the milk expired. Does that make sense? You feel what I'm saying? Pam looked so bad. Just from the neck up, though. Just from the neck up. The outfit, the gown that she had on was beautiful. You can tell her body is still tea, as you can see. You feel what I'm saying? But from the neck up, she look a mess. But I don't know if it's the bangs. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the freckles. I don't know what it is. But ultimately, shout out to Pam Anderson. Pam was the first clear girl on TV. Not really TV, but on a sitcom to be out and proud about her boobs. And they were fake. But the body is still tea. Don't ever forget that. The body is still tea. The dress looks matronly. Well, she's 57. And shout out to Black Not Cracking, because our old girls still look like they in their 30s and 40s. But shout out to Pam. Shout out to Pam. That's what it is too, Death God. She didn't wear no makeup. I think it's the hair, Big Rigs. I think it's the hair. But anyway, so we got to get on into the show, y'all. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Let's get on into the show. Now, before we get to the Diddy situation, I want to start with the South African refugee thing. Let me start off by saying this. So remember, I don't know if you guys recall this, but when Trump was running right before he won the election, Elon Musk was already on Twitter saying that Trump should allow all the South Africana refugees or people that are being attacked in South Africa be they should let them come over here. Now, for a split second, and I ain't got no beef with South Africa. Shout out to South Africa. I mess with the Africa. I mess with Africa and I mess with the Africans. For real. I really do. So this ain't no beef. But for now, I'm going to put aside the fact that South Africa was over there talking crap about New Orleans. And I'm going to put that aside temporarily to give my honest opinion about this situation. Even though I want to just hate on y'all, I'm not going to do that because that ain't how I really feel. Okay? So this is the gag. Elon had been going on Twitter and talking about how the Afrikaners in South Africa need to come to America because they've been attacked and they're being ridiculed and they being raped and pillaged and da. That was all cap. Let's really be clear about this. Shout out to South Africa. South Africa is over there fighting for the land that belongs to them. Okay? This is what happened. Those clear people came out of the caves of wherever they come from, and they went all over South Africa and started unaliving, pillaging, and raping people and stealing land. It just so happened that South Africa has had enough, and South Africa is fighting back, but not to the level that the media will make you think. The media making y'all think that the white people in Africa are afraid for their life, running afraid. That's not true. That is just not true at all. The fact of the matter is there are some South Africaners, who getting hit on top of the head because them black folks out there is telling y'all, give me back my land and get the hell on, as they should. And they shouldn't be called refugees, or they shouldn't be seeking refuge in America because you're thieves. You're thieves is what you are. You're thieves. Yeah, Ken, the same thing they did all over here. They are thieves. Y'all went over there trying to take them folks' land, and them folks coming back and knocking y'all upside the head, and now y'all over here talking about y'all need refuge. And this is how you know that this is all propaganda. Look at the amount of people at the refuge, but that are refuge, and ain't but like 25, 30 of them. In South Africa, it's full of clear people. Girl, this is all a bunch of cap. So here come the refugees and the clears. And remember, I told you every single clear comes from a foreign place in America. Don't get that twisted. Every clear in America comes from somewhere else. Every one of them. Even your racially ambiguous ones, they come from somewhere else. They are not indigenous to anywhere. They are not aboriginal to anywhere. Wherever you see a clear, they came from somewhere. Okay? In America and all outside, they all come from somewhere. Okay? So, with that being said, these clears like to go in, colonize people's lands, take over people's stuff, and it just so happens, shout out to South Africa, okay? It just so happens South Africa has been and is still fighting for their land back. Now, Elon, the alien, is going to get on Twitter and have y'all believing that these folks is just running for refuge because these people is just attacking them all willy-nilly and all this stuff. That's not true. Shout out to South Africa. They fighting for their land back and they getting it one by one, little by little, as they should. Now, the guy who's going to welcome the refugees, he's a refugee himself, an anchor baby. His daddy and mama came from somewhere else. I told y'all, if you ever want to get a kick out of life, start asking clear people where they come from. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Now, mind you, we just got rid of aliens. Now, they're going to call these folks refugees and invite them on in with the welcome open arms. Let's get into what was said when they welcomed these folks in. Hold on. I think I might have to go down some and come back.
Freedom to my family and allowed us to escape a very difficult situation in another country. So, you know, I know that this is going to be, you know...
Let me back it up, y'all. Sorry. Look, it ain't but 30 of them. They probably was poor and they had nowhere to go anyway. And let me read the caption really quick. It says the first group of white South African refugees, 59 Afrikaners, have arrived in the U.S. under a Trump-backed resettlement program. The group was greeted at Washington Dulles Airport by Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Lando, Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security Troy Edgar, and several Republican lawmakers. It says many of the new arrivals included children, held American flags as officials praised the U.S. for offering protection to those fleeing what they described as racial persecution. The resettlement efforts has drawn backlash with critics accusing the administration of using racial bias to prioritize white refugees while blocking others from countries like Haiti, Somalia, and Syria. South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa has publicly rejected claims of a white genocide, calling them not true and politically motivated. Should the U.S. refugee system be colorblind, or does this reveal a deeper double standard? Let me say this. The clears have always prioritized other clear refugees to come over here. Have you guys heard anything about 1492? Anything about Europe invading America, invading the copper colored people, making them prisoners of war, invading the copper colored people of the Americas, the Caribbean, South America, making those people, after they unalive the ones they can, making them prisoners of war, raping and pillaging and taking their lands. This is what they do. They always prioritize more clear refugees than not. I told y'all this about Trump from the beginning. When he started rolling back a lot of stuff with abortions and all that stuff, that wasn't for black folk. That was for his folk. For white folks. Why the president always worry about refugees and foreigners? Because they're foreigners themselves. Y'all got to get that through y'all head. It's easy for a foreigner to be pro-foreigner because they're a foreigner. Does that make sense? Of course, he's prioritizing the Afrikaners in Africa or in South Africa. That's more akin to him than the doggone Hispanics over in all these Hispanics in Spanish-speaking countries. This is what they do. They've always done this. When they did Ellis Island, they were very meticulous about, number one, who could come. But number two, when they came, what status they got when they came. The Italians and all these other folks, they were not able to claim, in Irish, they were not able to claim the status of white. That was a prestigious status. Up until later, they're very meticulous on who they allow into America. And right now, the whole milk numbers are dwindling very, very little. You don't think they're not about to go out there and get some more whole milks from South Africa and they know they whole milks? Are y'all okay? It's called survival. That's what it's called, survival. And what the white race in America is trying to do is survive. So yes, they're going to go over there and grab those so-called quote-unquote refugees, because I'm with the doggone president. Ain't nobody over there beating them and attacking them like that. Y'all just putting 20 on 10. Okay? But that's what's happening in this situation. So let's get into the guy coming out and greeting them.
Welcome. Welcome to the United States of America. It is such an honor for us to receive you here today. This is the land
Oh, and by the way, I think I heard him say he's going to give them land. Hold on.
of the free. And we know that all of you have faced... I'm Chris Landau. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm the Deputy Secretary of State of the United States. This is my friend Troy Edgar.
Yeah, I'm the Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security. Again, welcome. So great to have you guys here.
I know you've gone through a long flight. I cannot believe there are babies and children who are actually so well behaved. This is much better than mine are. So bless you for that. And you know, I think it's so happy. It makes me so happy to see you with our flag in your hands, and that flag symbolizes liberty for so many of us. Many of us, our families have had a journey not that different from the journey that you are embarking on today. My own father was born in Europe and had to leave his country when Hitler came in the 1930s, and made his way to South America first and then eventually to the United States. So he is an immigrant who actually, you know, was able to benefit from the many blessings of this country. And one of the reasons that I really wanted to go and work for the government is because I wanted to give back to this country that really...
Let's really be clear about it. Every single clear person in politics is a foreigner. So now he's a first generation American whose parent came from somewhere in Europe, and now he's working in the government. And you wonder why Black America does not have, you wonder why Black America has nobody rallying and advocating for them. Because even the Black men, even the Black people, most of them are foreigners. They're looking out for foreign interests because they are not you and you are not them. Okay? So yes, all of your clear people in American government are foreigners. So they all identify with this. There are very few foundational Black Americans or indigenous copper colored people in American government. It's all ran by foreigners. Everybody, your faves, everybody. It's all ran by foreigners. And this is why I believe, and this is why I believe in not Frederick Douglass, what's the other one? His name on the tip of my tongue. But this is why I believe in the other guy when he said we don't need to be dealing with them. We need to be working and creating our own. Now, who was around in Frederick Douglass age? Not Frederick Douglass, Booker, was it? No, not Booker T. Was it Booker T? I can't remember. One of them was like, we don't need to be in their government. We need to be creating our own, having our own money, our own this, our own that. This is why, because it's ran by foreigners. This is why. Okay? So, let's get back into what he had to say.
Really brought freedom to my family. and allowed us to escape a very difficult situation in another country. So, you know, I know that this is going to be, any adjustment in life, any change takes a while to get used to. But I want you all to know that you are really welcome here, and that we respect what you have had to deal with these last few years. We respect the long tradition of your people and what you have accomplished over the years. And I am sure that you will be successful. It's, as you know, a lot of you, I think, are farmers, right? When you have quality seeds, you can put them in foreign soil and they will blossom, they will bloom. And we are excited to welcome you here.
So these are foreign farmers. So you know they're going to give them land, right? That's what it was. When I was thinking about last night, I was sipping and listening to it. So charge it to the game, not my heart, okay? I was sipping last night when I was listening to it. But if they're farmers, you know they're going to give them land. And guess whose land they're going to give them? Our land. Because that's what they've always done. And he's identifying being a foreigner as well, because with white America, all they have to do is pick up a flag, wave that mother pluck around, and automatically be inundated in American society. And this is what you're looking at. One thing he pointed out was, I appreciate and respect your ancestors. No, he didn't say ancestors. What he said, your the people who came before you. I think he said ancestors. And this is going to roll us into something completely different. But put a pin right there when he said, I appreciate the things that the people before you did. Put a pin right there. But I'm saying all that to say this. With these people, now it's only 30 now. I honestly don't believe that a whole bunch of Afrikaners are coming to America because they got it good in South Africa. I don't know, but I don't believe, because they got it real good in South Africa, okay? And this could be just for publicity. This could be just to kind of let the world know, hey, we about to allow all these white folks come over here from South Africa. But they're definitely going to give them your provision. So the very thing that Trump and the whole administration was against as it pertains to the left, they're just trading out those what was the back then would have been labeled like the Irish and the Italian, the ones who aren't white enough or don't have the status of white. What the Republicans are doing now is just saying, okay, bet, we're going to get rid of the ones we don't want and invite the ones we want. So that's what's happening here. And honestly, we'll keep an eye on it to see how many of them come over here. But it's all a bunch of propaganda. They ain't over there getting beat like they say they is. They ain't over there getting popped on like they say they is. It's just a reason and a way to come on over here. Okay? Shout out to everybody in the building. Oh, live your dreams. Thank you for the super chat. Talk your ish, boo. At a certain point, she liked it. I believe that. I'm not necessarily with the words that she liked it, but at a certain point, she definitely was in on it. And I think that that's a problem. Thank you, Kinked Up Elux. Thank you for the super chat. Says Ibrahim Traore. Now I heard about him and I'm backing him. Now I'm not physically backing him. I ain't going over there and fight. But I hope that he does well. I really do. I hope that he does well. And I hope that he gets his land. I do. I'm all for the liberation of anybody black against the clears. So I don't care who it is. So yeah, I'm all for it. Shout out to the brother. The Don, thank you for the super chat. Says the South African people were saying those people aren't farmers and the U.S. is in for a rude awakening. I believe it. The Don, I believe it. You know why I believe it? Love you too, Cleopatra Jones. You know why I believe it? Because nothing is what it seems to be. None of this is what it seems to be. I believe it. They might be more aliens like Elon for all I know. Y'all know I'm a conspiracy theorist. Y'all ought to be used to it by now. In my opinion, they could be aliens, girl. AI. Now y'all, y'all could get on here. Hey, y'all could get on here and act like it ain't real. But when the aliens come, all y'all on here saying that it ain't real, I'm sending them over by you. I'm telling you now. So go ahead on. Go ahead on. Go ahead on. When the aliens come, I'm going to say, I believe you. But see, come over here. Come to my live. Let me show you everybody who didn't believe you. Me and the alien gonna go live. Oh yeah. I'm gonna say, come by my live, log into my YouTube. And I'm gonna start talking about you. Everybody on here who's saying that it's cap, go over there. I'm just playing, y'all. I ain't gonna do y'all like that. Anyways, but yeah, I believe they might be AI or something. Who knows? I don't know. Y'all know I go as far. So it is what it is. But speaking of ancestors, remember I told y'all that the guy made mention that I appreciate what your people before you have done and the ancestors. Let's really talk about it. Let's really, really talk about it. Clear people have been honoring their ancestry since the beginning of time. They have made us believe that it's devil worship to honor ours, but they've been honoring theirs this entire time. Now, why is this important? So, boom, peep this. So, tell me why I'm in New Orleans, chilling, minding my business. You feel what I'm saying? And I decided, because I love going to sit on the river. That's the Mississippi River for people who don't know. I love going to sit on the river and just sit on the bench. And y'all know I people watch. So I love people watching. And I love just looking off into water. I'm a Pisces. I'm attracted to water. I can't help it, okay? It just is what it is. Water always calls me to it, okay? So boom. Because this is going to go into what I'm talking about with them honoring their ancestors. So I'm sitting on a bench, in New Orleans, chilling, minding my business or whatever. And I started looking around. Now, before I get into what I saw, I want to show y'all one of the things. These markers are in a lot of cities, all over cities and towns and things of that nature. And remember, I told y'all that before they called us Black, Negro, they called us Indian, okay? I showed y'all a statue in New Orleans that they had the Pope, they had a conquistador, and they had an Indian, not a Black person in sight. Now, history will tell you that Black folk came off a boat from Africa, and that's where all the Black people came from, that Black people weren't here. But in 2025, if you still believe that, then you are so far behind, you need to catch up mustard, okay? Black people were already here, okay? I'm not saying none of us don't have no ancestry from Africa. I know I don't, but I'm not saying that most of us don't. I would say most of us don't, but some of us do. But for the most part, we were already here, okay? So I saw this mile marker, and it dawned on me, right? This before I got to the bench. It says it says New Orleans, first sighted as Indian portage to Lake Pontchartrain and Gulf in 1699 by Bienville and Iberville. Founded by Bienville in 1718, named by him in honor of the Duke of Orleans, regent of France, called the Crescent City because of the location in Bend of the Mississippi. Now remember, this is really quickly. It ain't gonna take us long. It's just a little quick education. Remember, when the 13 colonies first popped off, it was over on the East Coast. It was New York, Virginia, Philly, Woo-de-woo, around them areas or whatever the case may be. But when what was his name? Napoleon, when he did the Louisiana Purchase, he was already beefing with Haiti and they were fighting. Then he was about to fight a war in Europe. Right? So he already had the Louisiana Purchase. He needed money to fight those wars. He couldn't afford it. So he had to sell the Louisiana Purchase, which was Louisiana all the way up to damn near past Kentucky, up to the top of the United States. Now, why is this important? I'm closing my eyes and I'm trying to think about it. So, boom. The reason why they wanted to acquire that land, and I'm talking about the clear people who were in the 13 colonies, the reason they wanted to acquire this Louisiana Purchase was because of what, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Mississippi River. That was the Nile River. That was the river of gold. That was what everything you needed in order to create a successful society, right? So the people end up buying the people end up buying the Louisiana Purchase from Napoleon and all those folks and all that stuff, and they acquired the land. Now, Remind you, that's the French who owned it first. That's why you see fleur-de-lis and all that stuff going from New Orleans all the way up through Kentucky. I seen them in Kentucky. Okay? All right. So, boom. So, when they came here and they got the Louisiana Purchase, one of the biggest ports that they had and needed was New Orleans. All of the ports, really, but New Orleans because it sits at the Gulf and it's easier to get out to all these other different places in the Americas and abroad and things of that nature. Now, I found it crazy that they said that they called it the region of France and they called it the Crescent City because of the location at the end of the Mississippi, because this is real pure gold, right? Now, fast forward. I'm going somewhere, I promise you, and I'm about to end it. I'm about to land my plane. I'm going somewhere. So I'm sitting there minding my business. Let me scroll. I'm sitting there minding my business, and I see a bunch of clear people, but I see they keep staring at this statue, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on with this statue? Let me make it clear for you. Clear people have always honored their ancestors. There's this statue right here. Sorry. There's this statue right here, and it's called Monument to the Immigrant. Now, I'm noticing black folks just walking past, and I walk past it too like nothing. We just walking past like it's nothing, but then I'm seeing these clear people keep stopping and taking pictures, so it made me go over there and see what is going on. So on this statue, let me show you how they honor their ancestors. Let me show you really quickly, then we're going to move on. On this statue that says Monument to the Immigrant, I read it. This statue is literally about the immigrants who came off the boat, the Creole Queen, aka the did I get a picture of it? I gotta send more pictures. But this statue, for lack of better term, sits in front of where the tourists for the paddle boats, for the steamboats, to go up and down the Mississippi. But if you understand history, you understand this is not a tourist situation. This is where them folks was coming in from other places. Now, really quickly, I read this statue that says Monument to the Immigrant, and there's a committee of people who orchestrated to have these clear folks arrive in America, and there's the names. And do you know around every single portion of these stairs are the names of the immigrants that came over on a boat? Do you know that? That around the stairs of all of this entire thing, all up around every level of the stairs, are the names of the clear folks who got off the boat and came to New Orleans. Now, why is this important? White folks have always honored their ancestry. They've always paid homage. They've always put up statues. Why y'all think they were freaking out when y'all wanted to take down Robert E. Lee and all them other folks? That's they forefathers. This right here could be genealogy for somebody who just happened to be in New Orleans and just happened to see, oh snap, my great aunt's name is on the stairs. Holy, you feel what I'm saying? I'm saying all this to say, when I saw the statue and I started paying attention to the clear people going over there, taking pictures of this, I started saying to myself, they demonize it to us, tell us we shouldn't be dealing with no ancestral work, but then they make sure that theirs is all the way out there. This is bad. We have to get into our genealogy. I don't know how many times I need to stress this to you guys in America, Black America, even the Black Americans, the people come from the Americas. You have to get into your genealogy because they know where they come from. They know where you come from. The problem is you don't know where you come from, okay? So with that being said, y'all got to get into your genealogy. School don't teach you nothing about your genealogy. Only thing they teach you is, hey, y'all came off a boat, bro, and that's it, and y'all were slaves. Do your genealogy, find out your family tree, you guys, because their family trees is in every major city around America. Does that make sense? Every single city in America, major city, has a family tree for them to go to, okay? So I just wanted to show y'all that. And again, the name of the statue is called Monument to the Immigrant. Here are the names of the people. I don't know if you can really see it that good. Look at these names. Y'all see that? These are the names of the people who came off the boat. Look at Antonino and Esther. Look at the names. Vincent, Giuseppe, Mary. These are the folks that came off that boat in New Orleans. And them Indians, aka them black folk, were already there. Okay? So just letting y'all know, I just wanted to throw that out there for y'all so we can get back into the show. But I just want y'all to know, y'all have to make sure you do your genealogy. You have to. If not, someone else will write their names into your story. I'm telling you now, if you don't do your genealogy, somebody else, bad enough, we got Africans coming over here changing their name to American last names. They will write their names into your story, and there's nothing you'll be able to do about it. They're already giving away land to the Afrikaners and welcoming everybody in because they got you thinking you an immigrant, when the fact of the matter is you are the only person, Black American, who is not an immigrant. Everybody else is. You are the only person who belongs to this land. Just wanted to add that I sent y'all. It's Giving Podcast. Thank you for the super chat. Boo, did you use the stuff I sent you about the black lady telling all the clear gingers that they are black? No, but I'm glad you brought that up. To the black woman on TikTok telling the clears that we are black. Let me say this, and I'm going to have to write this down and talk about it another time. Black gingers. There's this trend on TikTok. And on this TikTok trend, they got a black girl going around telling people that are white, if they are redhead, they are black, because all redheaded people are black. And TikTok has taken this trend by storm, and we got the clears running over here acting a fool, talking about, oh yeah, we black, we black, we black. And I'm sitting over here saying, Sinners ain't been out for 2 weeks. Sinners ain't been out for 2 weeks. The premise of the movie is you have to invite the devil in. But see, I keep telling y'all about these ops, these bots, this algorithm, and how it's used to get you off your purpose. I already told y'all how it's used to make you think how they want you to think. Because we was just over here congratulating sinners and what we learned about it. And now there's a doggone trend on TikTok calling white people with red hair black. And black people... Welcome to the black community. We're so happy to have you. And I'm over here saying 2/3 voodoo, 2/3 voodoo. I be having to tell myself 2/3 voodoo, 2/3 voodoo, 2/3. They going around telling everybody white on TikTok that they're damn black American because they red. Let's get into this guy. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's get into what this guy had to say about the black people. It's short and simple and to the point, and it makes all the sense in the world, and I didn't need nothing else. Check him out.
And then, it's like you niggas would go watch movie Sinners. The message is the devil can't come in unless you invite him. 2 weeks later, we talking about motherfucking white people are black. You niggas ain't catching shit.
Mm-mm.
And then...
No, sir. These niggas ain't catching nothing. But again, this is just my proposal. I ain't in charge of nothing. But this is my proposal to all the black people who love to give out invites to the cookout and love to be all up in white folks' face. This is just my proposal. I think that they should be excommunicated from the black community. I believe it. I think that all black people who are so hell-bent on running behind these white folks and running up on these and making them something that they not, I believe that they should be excommunicated from the black community. You, ma'am / sir, are a cancer and you need to go. You need to go run off with the gingers, go run off with the other people and go be with them. I seen that shit on TikTok and it made me sick to my stomach. It made me sick. As a matter of fact, I might do a video on it, but it made me sick to my stomach. Ridiculous. But yeah, thank you so much for bringing that up. It's Giving Podcast, because I wanted to talk about that. Thank you so much. T. Marie, thank you for the super chat. She says, just because. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's move on really quickly, you guys. Shout out to everybody in the building. Also, really quickly, another honorable mention I forgot to tell y'all. Tory Lanez, his accuser, the person accused him of stabbing him, has been found. It looks like some Mexican. I don't know who this guy is. But this is the guy who stabbed Tory Lanez. It says, looks like the man who allegedly stabbed Tory isn't a stranger to attacking his bunker buddies. According to reports, he's serving a life sentence for murder. It's no telling what motivated the attack. Thoughts. So here's the guy. He's already facing life, so he can't get no worse. Santino Casillo, he's the guy who stabbed Tory. The last thing I heard about Tory was that he was doing good. He was in the hospital, but he's doing good. He's an MS-13 gang member. Wow. That makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, hopefully they put him on PC moving forward after this. Who knows? Who knows? Some people are speculating that the man was hired by Roc Nation. I don't know it to be a fact, but we'll see. Y'all know how jail politics go. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. They said it was racially targeted and started by Tory. Sorry, y'all. We'll see. Now, I want to move. Hold on. Let's get into Halle and DDG. Sorry, y'all. I'm scratching this stuff off the list so I won't miss nothing. I had to start writing this stuff down because if not, I'll start missing stuff, and I don't want to do that. Does it seem like it got darker? It did. The hell? It's gonna lighten up. All right. Boom. Where was you going? DDG and Halle. So I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't believe anything that's put in the media about DDG and Halle. I think it's all cap. I think it's all fake. I think DDG is being a content creator. I think that he and Halle, this is just a conspiracy theory, but I think that behind closed doors, DDG and Halle have a handshake agreement to where they know that they could get on here on this internet and say anything to go viral, and they know that it's gonna make them money and keep them relevant, and they like, all right, bet, and then they come on here and say, I don't believe anything about any of this. I just don't. It's just something about it make it seem fake, make it seem it's not real. I can't put my finger on it. I could be wrong. This could all be real. It's just something about it. I just don't. That's why I rarely report on them, because I feel like it's all cap. But since we're here, DDG was accused of putting hands and feet, putting the paws on your girl, Halle Bailey. Now, most of y'all like Halle Bailey because she was the doggone mermaid. But the fact of the matter is, most of you heifers ain't even go see the movie. Let's talk about it. Y'all ain't go see that movie, girl. But anyways, we all like Halle. Halle is unproblematic, and I think that's what it is. Most people want to protect a Halle Bailey because she's so nice and so sweet and quiet and unproblematic. That's what it is. You feel what I'm saying? And I get that, because I'm like that with celebrities who just be chilling and in their own lane and minding their business too. Like, remember that time Funky came out and said Chloe was ugly? Now, Chloe may be annoying to some people, but for the most part, that girl be eating her food, minding her business. That's what made me come out and drag for Funky, because it's like, boy, first of all, I know you lying. But second of all, come on, man, the girl really just be chilling. But I think that's why people, go up for Halle. But what y'all don't understand is, Halle loves her baby daddy, and I think they're still together. I do. I do. I really do. I believe that. But anyway, it was alleged yesterday that she got a restraining order against him, and then also that some DV happened. So according to this Neighborhood Talk report, it says Judge reportedly grants Halle Bailey a restraining order against DDG after she claims he smashed her head into a steering wheel and chipped her tooth. Says he threw her phone out the window and yelled, "Go get it, B." Now, one thing, this is not funny. DV is never funny. But why all these DV reports that get on Instagram, it always end with the dude yelling out the window to the girl, "Dance, B," or "Go get it, B," or "Stupid, B." Like, I just find that to be very crazy. Maybe whatever. But anyway, so according to the article, it says a judge has granted Halle Bailey a restraining order against her child's father, rapper DDG, after she accused him of abuse dating back to January. According to documents obtained by TMZ, Bailey claims the incident occurred while she was handing off their son, Halo, to DDG. The two began discussing visitation plans, but Bailey says DDG became agitated as she was buckling Halo into his car seat. She alleges he snapped and yelled, "Get out of my car, bitch." Then it goes on to say, Bailey claims they began to wrestle and DDG pulled her hair and slammed her head into the steering wheel, chipping her tooth. She says Halo started crying, which made her anxious about letting him leave with DDG in that state. After she began crying, the physical altercation ended, but out of concern for her child, she stayed in the car for the ride to DDG's home. Once there, she hysterically told the incident to his family, who agreed to care for Halo. Bailey also detailed a weird incident in March, claiming DDG entered her home without permission and texted her a photo of her empty bed with the message, "Now I know what you've been on." She interpreted it as him accusing her of sleeping with other men. 4 days later, she says DDG came to her home again, but she refused to let Halo leave because he was sick. That's when DDG allegedly became verbally abusive, smashing her Ring camera and ran off with her phone. As he drove away, Bailey claims he threw the phone out of the car window and shouted, "Go get it, bitch," prompting her to file the police report. After reviewing the evidence, the judge granted Bailey a domestic violence restraining order, requiring DDG to stay at least 100 yards away from her. She was also given permission to take the 18-month-old Halo with her to Italy for 2 months while she films a movie. Additionally, DDG has been ordered not to speak about Haley or their son on his streaming platform. So this is where we are right now. Legend has it that basically he was irate, acting a fool. She went to put Halo in the car seat. He ends up turning around and getting irate and smashing her head into the steering wheel, all types of stuff. She rode in the car with him back with Halo because she was scared for her baby and things of that nature. First of all, if this is true, my heart and prayers goes out to Halle Bailey. She doesn't deserve, no woman deserves to be beat on. You feel what I'm saying? And she's detailing abuse all the way back to March, okay? Now, here are photos of bruises, alleged bruises of the incident of her being grabbed on or whatever the case may be. You can see it's discoloring here. You can see that you can tell where she's been grabbed on by somebody. And this is what she, I guess, submitted as evidence of her abuse or of his abuse. And these are alleged texts confronting Haley about being with Brent Fayazi or Fayez or whatever, however you say his name. Basically, he was accusing her of being with this black Hispanic looking dude. I don't know who he is. I just know he got a shirt open or whatever the case may be. And then here's a photo of her chipped tooth. Okay, so these are the allegations that has been levied amongst these two. I don't know what's going on, but my heart and prayers goes out to Haley. If she's been abused like this, because like I said, no woman deserves to be abused. Now the plot thickens, right? The plot thickens. So of course, just like Haley, DDG got fans. Duh. Okay. So DDG's fans go to try to poke holes in Haley's defense as far as her saying that he chipped her tooth. So they pulled up this older video of Halle Bailey talking about how she broke her tooth. It says social media tries to poke holes in Halle Bailey's abuse allegations against DDG after resurfaced video and suspicious text message timestamp. After Halle Bailey filed a police report and restraining order accusing DDG of physical abuse, including allegedly chipping her tooth, some social media users are now poking holes in her story. A resurfaced video from January 2025 shows Halle calmingly saying she was headed to the dentist to fix a chipped tooth with no mention of an incident. Critics also questioned the screenshot of her alleged text messages with DDG. Noting the timestamp says tomorrow, 2027, a format that doesn't match typical iMessage Apple design. To make things messier, DDG was reportedly live streaming during the same time she claims to have receiving the message, prompting even more skepticism online. And as the case unfolds, the internet is deep in detective mode. Now let's get into the video of January, her speaking about her having a chipped tooth.
Guys, like I've always been a little scared of the dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because I chipped my tooth and I'm just a little nervous. Guys, like I've always been a little scared of the dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because I chipped my tooth.
Let's really be clear about this. Most people who are abused are not going to come out and say, yeah, DDG hit me in my mouth and bust my teeth and chip my tooth. So let's start there. But ultimately, they're saying, girl, the way you was online in January, claiming he just recently did this, but in January, girl, you was on here talking about you going to the dentist to get the same chipped tooth fixed. Now, she says they said I need to work on flossing more. I do forget to floss. And this is her showing the very same chipped tooth allegedly in January, okay? And this is also the chipped tooth and her saying Halo started walking on his own. Now remember, when did Halo start walking? I think that was about January. And this is supposed to be DDG on stream whenever she claims that he texted her, okay? This is all DDG, folks. Now, I didn't even notice this. Who put tomorrow 2027? Is that true? Did the screenshot say tomorrow 2027? This is crazy. This is crazy. Lord have mercy. Let me see if I can find the original screenshots. I didn't see the original screenshots. But this screenshot said tomorrow 2027. This is what I believe. First of all, if she says she was beat, then I guess we got to go where she was beat. But I believe that her and DDG behind the scenes rub hands like Birdman and find ways to go viral. And I think that this could possibly be one of those ways. I might be wrong. And if I'm wrong, my apologies goes out to Halle. But I feel like this is cap. And I feel like it's a concerted effort on both of their parts. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I could be wrong. But it's just something about this that just doesn't sit right to me. Tina, now I ain't got no iPhone, so y'all help me out. Tina says if you are a day ahead or behind, then that's how the text look. Who got an iPhone? Android don't do that. I'm just telling you now, Android don't do that. Baby, the text coming when it came. I got 2 Androids. Hold on. I got 2 Androids. And let me tell you something. If I text you from China, bitch, and it's tomorrow, bitch, you gonna get it when I sent it. And Android gonna send it to you when I sent it. Android not gonna be like, oh no, it's tomorrow because really she over there in China. No, girl, Android don't play like that. So I don't know. Y'all can help me out with the iPhone people. But Auntie Shay says it never says tomorrow. I don't know. I don't have an iPhone. I got an iPad and I hardly use it. So it is what it is. I just think it's all cap, y'all. I think it's cap. Y'all saying iPhone don't do that. I don't know. I know Android don't. Shout out to the Droid people. Shout out to Android. I would never switch because it's not this complicated on the Android stuff. It's just right. It's just not. But you know, this makes it bad for DDG because DDG came out originally, and this could have been a poke to make people go viral, to make them go viral at the beginning. But he came out seeming very jealous and very weird. Remember when she was doing the Little Mermaid? So this is right on brand for DDG. But ultimately, DDG, go lay down. And if you over there putting hands and feet on that girl, then I hope they put your ass in prison. You get it? Prison. Okay. Now, let's move on and get to the Diddy stuff. Let's get to the Diddy stuff. Okay. So we did day 1 of the trial. Yesterday, day 1 of the trial, we did that. We spoke about Cassie's getting on stand and saying a few things about what actually went on in the whole situation. And I didn't go into too much detail because at the time it wasn't out because I'm not at the trial like some of these other folks are. But ultimately, at the end of the day, Cassie is testifying. I told y'all yesterday that they are, because right now the prosecution is questioning Cassie. And if anybody knows anything about court, the way it works is, especially a trial, the way it works is you get to call a witness. I'm the prosecution, you the defense. I get to call a witness. Now I get to ask questions that's going to help my case as the prosecution. But as the defense, you also get an opportunity to question my witness. So this is what I'm saying. I believe that once Diddy's defense team get the opportunity to question Cassie, they're going to drag her down to the ground. See, it's all cool now because she is the prosecutor's witness. They're not going to ask the probing questions. They're not going to, you know what I'm saying, make it seem like, oh, you know, this girl. They're going to do enough to prove their case. But when the defense get on there, they're going to drag her down to the ground. They paid this girl $30 million. 30 million, and you still on here confessing, bitch. They about to drag her down to the ground. Now, a lot of y'all gonna be triggered about it, and it is what it is, but I'm telling you what's about to happen right now. They have to diminish her look as the victim in order for Diddy to be shown to be not the monster that they making it seem to be. Does that make sense? Because the media has Diddy painted as a monster and her as a victim. They got to take away that narrative. They have to, and they're going to do it. So just mark my word. They say the defense is supposed to be questioning her today. I don't know. We'll see. I will be ears glued to see what happens. Okay. Now, remember Wale? Y'all remember Wale? It was alleged that Diddy had punked Wale. Didn't he slap him or something or punch him? Or something like that. And they said Wale folded like a biatch. Now, you know, that hurted me because I love me a good old chocolate nigga. You feel what I'm saying? And Wale is this chocolate with the locks. Oh, Lord. Getting a little bothered. Sorry. But yeah. Wale is just as chocolate and fine and cute and intellectual. Girl, I love me some Wale. You feel me? So Wale came on this girl show. Who this girl is? She looked familiar. She was on Love and Hip Hop. I forget her name. But either way, he comes on the show to tell her that don't throw his name in there. He ain't never had no issues with no Diddy like that. They ain't never had nothing like that. Let's get into it.
Was brought up in something with the Diddy situation.
Why are you asking me about that stuff?
I was gonna say, to clear it up, you weren't involved in it.
I never got in an altercation with them.
Yeah.
I've never been in an altercation with nobody in the industry.
Yeah.
I've had close calls, but not him. Definitely, like that. It was made up by somebody who's just trolling and it just went.
Yeah, I know you are, because when they throw people's names in it when you have nothing to do with it, I know that's like.
It's a topic to get to go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's preposterous, man.
Your name was brought up in something with the
Now that's what he said. It's preposterous. They throwing his name in and it never happened. And I'm gonna be completely honest. Cap. Whatever they say Diddy did to you, Wale, is cap. You don't even sound convincing when you say it's not true. Yeah, Wale. Yeah, Whatever they said you did. You did it. Whatever they said Diddy did, you did. He did. And it's okay because it's not like Wale. I don't know. I don't think people scared of Diddy per se. I think it's his aura and his money and his power and all that stuff. So it is what it is. Wale, we believe you, though. We don't believe you, bro. We don't. It's too many niggas done came out and gave stories about how Diddy done did some crazy stuff. I don't believe you, bro. And I still like you. I still think you're fine. I still get with you. That ain't gonna stop me from opening my legs. Let me stop. I got a man. I can't be on here talking like that with y'all. But anyways, yeah, it ain't gonna stop none of that. So it is what it is. But I still believe that he dangled you over that doggone balcony. I mean, thank you for coming out and saying it. But you know what I mean? Like, We just don't believe you. We just don't. We just don't. I'm sorry. I just don't. I can't speak for nobody else. I just don't. Okay. I don't believe you. Okay. Now, fast forward. That's the girl named L'Oreal. Wasn't she on Love and Hip Hop? It's a lot of clear women in New York put colorful hair in their head and be running around here acting like they black. I don't like it. Now, I want to get on Cassie's husband. Get him up here. Come on, load up, baby. What's his name? Alex Fine. It says the legal battles continue as Diddy's lawyer requested that Cassie's husband, Alex Fine, not be present in the courtroom while she testifies, citing the possibility of him being called as a witness. Remember, Alex was Diddy's trainer. That's how he got with Cassie. He was the trainer. That's a weird looking white boy. He fine, but his ears and his head look weird. So Diddy wanted him removed from the trial when she started talking about allegations. And it says Judge Aaron Sabramian has called a 10-minute break before Cassie's testimony. And it says a lawyer for Combs asked that Cassie's husband not be allowed in the courtroom while she testifies because he might be called as a witness. Cassie, you should be telling your husband get out the courtroom neither. I mean, too, because guess what? Baby, I don't want to have to recount that time I had let that man put his thing in my boot in front of my husband. I don't want to say that in front of him. As a matter of fact, can we get this striked from the record? Like, no. You feel what I'm saying? This is just me. So I think that she should have wanted him to go. I don't know what came of this, but what I do know is Alex Fine they were requested that he be removed from the doggone trial, okay? While she give the testimony. Now, I was over there on Mims. Yes, I was. And Mims was giving us the tea about what happened in that courtroom. Shout out to Mims. Shout out to Make It Make Sense. Y'all go over there and find what's going on with the trial because he down there at the trial taking notes, coming back and telling y'all what's going on. I'm just going off what I see on the internet, okay? All right. Let me start by saying this. It has not fell on me because it fell on a lot of y'all, but it has not fell on me that allegedly, according to the book, or was it the book? Either way, I heard that Kim Porter says that Cassie used to laugh at Kim when she was being abused by Diddy. Put a one in the chat if you remember that. Remember we talked about this months ago? Kim Porter spoke about how Cassie, when Cassie first came around, allegedly, this is all alleged, allegedly, Cassie used to laugh at Kim Porter when he used to be knocking her head between the washing machine and dryer. Oh, and by the way, if you ever read that book or seen that book, there's a lot of similarities sexually in what Diddy was having Kim do and Cassie. Allegedly. So when I'm looking at the Cassie that y'all look at, y'all see 100% victim. I might be biased because of that. I don't know. But I don't see 100% victim. I just don't. And nobody's going to make me. I do think she is a victim. I just don't see her as 100% a victim. Does that make sense? Okay. So now she's giving testimony, and shout out to Mims because he was on here giving us the testimony as well. And it says, she was giving testimony and she detailed the freak offs. And from what I remember on what Mims was saying was one of the things that Puff would do allegedly was they would go on Craigslist to get people escorts. They would go on Craigslist to get random people to come in, and he wanted to watch them screw Cassie. Random Craigslist. Have you ever talked to anybody who either be on Craigslist or came from Craigslist? Have you ever heard? Let me tell you something. I ran across this girl during the panorama. I never forget. This girl, I thought she was homeless, but she wasn't. This girl actually was doing really good money-wise because remember, it's the panorama. She was getting bread off of Craigslist. And then she was talking about how all the people she meets and all of the celebrities and the worst of the worst is found on Craigslist. Craigslist is the back alley. It's the dark alley over there in the corner that everybody's scared to go down at night. Diddy was getting people from Craigslist to come while he watched them not only screw Cassie in all her holes, pee on her, pee in her mouth, and everything else. Craigslist. I'm pretty sure he wasn't making sure they wasn't HIV free, herpes free. Well, according to Jonathan Adi, both of them gave him herpes, so they ain't got to worry about the herp. This is allegedly what was being said in court, what was happening with Cassie. Oh, and by the way, Cassie wasn't making herself out to be 100% victim neither. Although she felt like some of the things she was victimized on, she talked about how, yeah, I would ask for this, or yeah, I didn't want to disappoint him, or yeah, and I appreciate that about Cassie. I appreciate that about Cassie, because even y'all making Cassie more of a victim than Cassie making herself. They gave details as far as how he would have Cassie, allegedly. He would have Cassie, he would have these pills or X. They say he introduced her to X, and we'll get into that. And he would tell her when to take the medicine, and she would do all the talk, for the most part, all the talking. And allegedly, they would get these Craigslist prostitutes, and even they didn't want to stick around with Diddy. Allegedly. Even the Craigslist prostitutes allegedly didn't want to stick around with Diddy. That's big. Do you know you gotta how down bad and dirty, low down you gotta be for a prostitute to be scared? For a prostitute to be scared, you gotta damn near be ready to kill a prostitute for a prostitute to be scared. Do you know how bad things gotta be for a prostitute to be scared? According to reports, they're saying that Cassie mentioned that they went, remember in the I forget which lawsuit it was, but they were talking about, I think it was the Lil Rod lawsuit, but they were talking about how Diddy would make sure he have a cleaning service come in and clean the entire apartment after they're done with the freak offs, and it would be walls, floors, ceilings. According to Cassie, allegedly, according to Cassie, it was a mixture between urine and blood. Feces, maybe, possibly. I might be adding 20 on 10. But all of that was some of the things plastered on the walls and on the floors. And allegedly, Diddy likes the smell of just funk and nasty. And you feel what I'm saying? And he would be the one in the bike directing, and she would have to ask him, could she move on to the next thing? And then he would say, yeah. According to Cassie, she said that he would have the men pee on her, pee in her mouth. One time she choked because it was too much pee in her mouth, and she would hope that Diddy would stop it, but Diddy wouldn't stop it. Mind you, she would never ask him to stop it. She would just kind of put up her arms, and sometimes he'd stop it, sometimes he wouldn't. But for the most part, he got off on watching her get peed on and jacked up and messed up like that behind random Craigslist people. Random. And she did this because she wanted to be with him. Her words, not mine. Oh, and by the way, a lot of the prostitutes didn't want to stay, allegedly, because Diddy wanted to sleep with them too. Oh, yeah. See, a lot of y'all feel like these people got money. They can just go get a prostitute to get them to do X, Y, and Z. I told y'all the kink in these people with this access is different from you and mine. He don't want a person who want to get plucked. That's why they left Saucy alone. That's why Saucy name ain't mentioned in none of the freak offs. Because Saucy want to freak off. He don't want that. He wants somebody who don't want to do it to do it. It's a power dynamic. That's what this is all about. Okay? So, the urination mixed with the blood and God knows whatever, that's given very ritualistic because sex and rituals go together. So it's given very ritualistic with the blood and all that stuff and the smell and boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Mind you, it was her job to orchestrate the freak offs. So Cassie will go on the Craigslist under a fake name and be like, okay, come over, boom, 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 boom. Cassie was setting this up. But from what I got from the situation, it seemed to me Cassie was setting this up off the pretense that that's my man and I'm doing this to please my man. That's what I got so far. Okay? She wanted to spend time with the nigga. And you know what that tells me? That at some point in time, Cassie was willing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? That tells me that because she didn't want to upset him or because she wanted to spend time, that at some point in time, she was a willing participant, you guys. Y'all, I get it. This is not normal day-to-day sexual activities for us on this internet. But at the end of the day, this is her words, not mine. So don't get on here making it seem like I'm trying to victim or not making her or blame the victim or whatever y'all be saying. That's not what I'm saying. Her words was, hey, I just didn't want to disappoint him. Or, oh, I wanted to spend time with him. That means she made actual choices. Sometimes, not all the times. Okay? Not all the times, some of the times. Do I believe that she wanted to have as many freak offs as they had? No. Do I believe if she can get by without having a freak off and be with Diddy that she would? Absolutely. I don't think she absolutely wanted to just go and do freak off, at least originally. I don't know what happened later on down the line. Okay? But ultimately, she did it to satisfy her nigga. Bitches do it all the time. This is what my problem is. If I do something to satisfy my man, I don't think that it's fair that I get to come back afterwards and be like, yo, he abused me. I don't think that that's fair. Now, this situation is different because this is a power dynamic at play. This is a billionaire. He's older. So there's a lot of coercion. There's a lot of him manipulating her, a lot of force, a lot of abuse. Like, it's a lot of stuff going on. So this particular situation is special. However, I think that at some point that she was in on it, okay? And for 10 years, after 10 years, at some point, you're gonna be in on it for 10 years. It's impossible for you to be a victim for 365. Let me do the math. Because see, this is what y'all want me to believe, and I'm just not buying. I'm not going. I'm sorry. Hold on. So y'all want me to believe for 3,650 days, she was a victim for all 10 years, and I just don't believe it. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I believe that she is a victim, but not all the way through and through. Now, I want to get into some of the things that I saw on Instagram. It says Cassie continues to answer questions about Diddy on the stand, right? It says just before the break, Cassie testified that the longest freak off she participated in with Diddy lasted 4 days. The freak offs became a job. She said, adding that other encounters sometimes went for 36 to 48 hours. Mind you, he in the corner videotaping. Ew. And Diddy already built like an old baby mama. Ew. She testified the marathon sessions often left her needing time to recover from dehydration, fatigue, and drug use. That's a long time to be fucking, girl. What? I'm talking about insides got to be gone, huh? And let me add this to y'all too. I told y'all, Diddy is just one of many. He ain't the first one who had a younger girl, and we talked about this before. Marvin Gaye. He ain't the first celebrity to get a younger girl to slut her out. This is what they do in that industry. Marvin Gaye married a 19, 20, 21-year-old for the exact same reason. Now, I hadn't gotten her book to get into the detail, and I probably should. I think she has a book to the lady who was married to Marvin Gaye, who was used to go do freak offs the same way Diddy had to use this girl. Okay? He isn't the first or the last to do this. This is the underworld that we don't know nothing about. I'm telling you. So then it goes on to say, Cassie testified that having sex with Diddy for the first time felt like a turning point. She said it made her feel closer to him, and as they spent more time together, she believed they were in a monogamous relationship. In hindsight, I knew that wasn't the case, she said. Sean Combs had many girlfriends. Over time, Combs became increasingly controlling and sometimes was violent, Cassie testified. You make the wrong face, and the next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face, she said. Cassie said that if she didn't respond to his call right away, there would be incessant calls until she did, and Combs staff, including security workers, would join in the pursuit. So he would have the people who work for him calling her like crazy as well, too. That's insane. For 10 years, see the way my nerves set up, girl, you got about 10 days. Quiet as it's kept, you got about 10 hours. Because, bitch, what you not going to do is inconvenience me. I'm sorry. Cassie testified she was insanely jealous early in her relationship with Diddy, saying it stemmed from being super young. I didn't get that he was him. As he would say, I'm Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy has many rules, likes the company of women, she recalled. Though they saw other people at times, Cassie said she eventually believed they were monogamous. He expected that of me, so I assumed it was the same. Combs told her, I'm not dealing with anyone else. It's just us. So again, she in the beginning thought that her and Diddy was together. Like, that's my old man. I'm his girl. It's just me and him. But this is also a part of grooming, gaining her trust. Okay? This is also a part of grooming, him gaining her trust to get her to let her guard down and trust him. That's what this part is all about. He's very clever in the way that he does things. Prosecutor Emily Johnson asked Cassie what happened to her music career and the 9 albums that were never released. Cassie said she recorded hundreds of songs. Some leaked online, others she just didn't see the light of day. It says she testifies that much of her music was taken up by freak-offs. Much of her time was taken up by freak-offs. Freak-offs became a job where there was no space to do anything else but to recover and just to try to feel normal again, she says. So she couldn't record as much because she was taken up by freak-offs or whatever. After the Las Vegas trip, Cassie said she was invited by Combs to hotels in New York where they talk about music projects and albums. When Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson asked what else happened at hotels, Cassie took a deep breath and said she was introduced to the idea of oral sex at the hotel. Cassie also notes that Combs is 17 years older than her and that she was sexually inexperienced when they first got together. She said she eventually had sex with Combs on a boat during a trip to Miami. She said he had wined in the afternoon, and then Combs introduced her to ecstasy for the first time. I don't know why. I would love to see this in the movie. This give me lifetime tease. Something about this give me lifetime tease. So according to her, she was inexperienced. She wasn't a virgin. She was just sexually inexperienced. And he introduced her to the idea of oral sex. I do believe that is also one of the things that he liked about her, because he can shape her into what he wanted her to be. He could literally go get this this untapped girl and go and grab her and create her and mold her into what it is he wanted her to be. And I believe her when she said she was sexually inexperienced, because you don't want a girl who done been around the world and because you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Does that make sense? You can mold them, you can groom them, but it's very hard to teach. So it makes sense that she was young and inexperienced, because he can shape her into how he wanted her to be. This is classic case of a victimizer or a predator, okay? It says, I just didn't know. I didn't know what would happen. Cassie elaborated on why she felt it was so difficult to refuse Combs' demands, reiterating her fears of violence and blackmail videos from freak-offs being disseminated on the internet. It says, Sean is a really polarizing person. Hold on, let me scroll down. Also really charming, Cassie said. It's hard to believe, or it's hard to really be able to decide in that moment what you need when he's telling you what he wants. I just didn't know. I didn't know what would happen. So her not knowing what happened is not the same as her saying he's going to beat me if I didn't do it, or he's going to choke me, or I'm going to be ostracized. That's different from saying I just didn't know. This does not help him be the predator that they're making him out to be, because a lot of this response and testimony is Cassie saying, I did these things because, yeah, I was afraid, but I also wasn't sure, or I also wanted to please my man. It was a romance at the beginning. You see what I'm saying? Moving on. Hold on, I got another one to show y'all. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Get the likes up on the video, because I got some more to show you guys from the trial. This trial is sick. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. If you are easily triggered by things, I wouldn't recommend you watch the show or even listen to the trial, because it's a lot of triggering things being mentioned in this doggone case, okay? And this is another thing. He done paid this girl $30 million to shut the F up, and she's still out here spilling all the tea. Boy, do you understand? If I was Diddy, I know somebody in his ear like, man, you should just let the bitch come out here and speak. Because you done paid $30 million, and she's still running it. Let's get back into it. It says, Cassie's continue to speak on this man. Singer explains timeline, alleges he introduced to blue dolphin ecstasy and oral sex and more. Now, when she said blue dolphin ecstasy, it dated me. That's the early 2000s, baby. Now, I ain't never took no pills because I'm not really big on pills. I don't even take medicine when the doctor prescribed it to me. But I know a whole bunch of my friends who used to be rolling. That's what they used to call it, rolling on the river. Everybody in their mom used to be on them damn blue dolphins. As a matter of fact, they used to put them in the songs, right? So when she said that, I knew this was early 2000 teas, because that's when all of this stuff was popping, right? Or at least I can assume. All right. It says, hold on. AUSA, this is the attorney. I've handed up GXB. Do you recognize it? Ventura, yes, I reviewed this drive. It has communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs. AUSA, did you review photos on it? Ventura, yes. AUSA, what's this photo? Ventura, me in 2004, told you, with Carrie Morgan, okay? AUSA, when did you sign with Bad Boy Records? Ventura, 2006. It was a 10-album deal. AUSA, did you release any after late 2006? Ventura, no. AUSA, who's in this photo? Ventura, Kim Porter. She was Sean's ex from before me and the mother of his children. AUSA, where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo? Ventura, in Las Vegas. Carrie Morgan was there too. We are out on his patio on my 21st birthday, VMAs. AUSA, what happened then? Ventura, Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel. I told Carrie. So this is, I guess, when she was just, coming around to the whole Diddy situation. He kisses her. She runs away. How childlike, how innocent, how easy for a president, how easy for a predator to rub his hands like Birdman. Oh, she young, she dumb, but she just ain't full of cum. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's given to me. Now, fast forward. It says, AUSA says, when you got back to New York, Ventura, I visited him in the Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. Remember Jonathan Adi? He was over there at the Trump Hotel waving the blicky around. Jonathan Adi, that's the clear man who said he caught the hurt from Diddy and Cassie because he was an escort to pay to do freak offs. Y'all remember that? Also, remember, he was at the Trump Hotel waving a blicky talking about how he's tired, putting the American flag up, and when they arrested him, he spoke more about Diddy than why he was in the lobby waving the blicky. Hello? Are we connecting the dots? Oh, and by the way, Diddy was staying at the Trump Hotel back when they were filming Making the Band. Hello? Are the dots connecting? Are the dots connecting? So around 2006, around this time, Diddy staying at the Trump Hotel. He's filming Making the Band, and he's staying at the Trump Hotel. Jonathan Oddie is arrested because he comes out and tells everybody after being arrested for waving a blicky down at the Trump Towers or the Trump Hotel. They made it seem per media like he just was freaking out about Trump. This probably had nothing to do with Trump, which is why when he got into the interrogation room, he spoke specifically about Diddy. He spoke specifically about Diddy. I kept saying there's something he had to get off his chest because he's been arrested for waving a blicky at the Trump Hotel, but he keeps talking about Diddy. Could he have been in the lobby of that hotel waving that blicky because of something that happened upstairs with Diddy? Speculation. Could he have been upset with what was going on? Because Diddy was there, not physically, but he was staying there allegedly. I'm just saying, you never know. Okay, so it goes on to say, I visit him at the Trump Hotel. This is Ventura, Cassie, and Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated. AUSA, what were you going with your music career? Did he meant to say where? And she says, trying to come up with a concept. Sean called all of the shots. AUSA, what's the age difference between you and Sean? Ventura says 17 years. AUSA, how did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels? Ventura says, nervous, excitement. We're going to talk about music. He introduced me to oral sex. I didn't understand it. So these are all the things that's happening to her. Hold on. I think there's more. AUSA, did you visit Sean in Miami? Ventura, yes. I went with Carrie Morgan and Dallas Austin. AUSA, what did you and Sean do together? Ventura, sexual intercourse. He gave me blue dolphin ecstasies on a boat. AUSA, had you once before taken ecstasy unintentionally? She says yes. The AUSA says, how did you take ecstasy unintentionally? Ventura says it was in Gatorade. AUSA, when you took it intentionally, was Sean with you and how did it feel? Ventura, like rolling. AUSA, at the time, what did you think, Ventura? That we were spending a lot of time together. So she is of the belief that this her man. And if he wanted to pop a pill and roll, fuck it, we rolling. We on a boat, we chilling. This is at the very beginning. We on a boat, we chilling, we vibing. She doing whatever her nigga telling her to do. And she wants a record deal. Okay? And if anybody know about ecstasy back in the days, anybody would tell you that if they was on that X, they were saying that they was rolling. So when she said rolling, that means she was high as the cost of living, okay? Then she goes on to say, the AUSA says, Ventura says, I thought we were monogamous. AUSA says, was it made public? Ventura said, no, I was his artist. Also, his family, his children. AUSA, who was linked to him publicly? Ventura, Kim Porter. AUSA, how did Sean treat you at this time? Ventura, we had fun. So it was all cool at the beginning. That's typically how grooming works. They need to get you comfortable and trusting. So it was all cool at the beginning until it wasn't. That just is what it is, okay? Again, she's willingly taking unintentionally, she said, because it was in a Gatorade bottle originally. That means she just drank something. From what I'm hearing, it was a friend of hers or somebody else had a Gatorade bottle and she just drank it and it ended up having X in it or whatever the case may be. But it seemed to me at the beginning, she was enjoying a relationship with Diddy because she thought, this is probably what she thought, because I'm a woman. If I was 19, 20, 21 in the early 2000s and I got Diddy, no, I'm sorry, back then, Puff, I got Puff, the major, huge music mogul who wants to spend time with just me. Like, he just taking me on a boat. It's just me and him. We chilling. I'm young. I ain't got no job. I'm trying to make it into the music industry. He offers me a blue dolphin. I'm probably gonna take it. Okay? I'm being transparent to you guys, because in my mind, this not just somebody who helping me with my music. This could potentially be my nigga. I can be the one on his arm showing up at the red carpets. I can be the one who he loves and marries and come into all of this fortune and fame. And you feel what I'm saying? So as a young person, unsuspecting, stupid, because in the early 2021, you still young and dumb and stupid. You feel what I'm saying? She's thinking that this is going to pan out differently than the way it is panning out that we know of today. Because if I was her age, I would have ran the same shit. And this is the gag. A lot of people gonna get out here on this internet and act all holier than thou. And, oh, girl, could never be me. Would never. You're lying. And you're only lying to you, because we don't believe you. People who gonna lie with you are gonna act like you're not lying, or act like you're not lying, but we believe that you're lying. I was there in the early 2000s. I'm not really big on drugs, so I don't really do drugs. That ain't my thing. However, I never wanted to do an X. But if Puff Daddy in 2006, I'm talking about making the band, Diddy popping, Puff Daddy popping, Big just passed a few years before that, Mason them Harlem World on the rise, boot the whoop the whoop, I would have popped a Molly too. And I don't even do drugs. Even if in my brain I would have told myself, I'm only doing this, because I'm around him or whoop the whoop, I'm popping a Molly. Bitch, I'm with Diddy. Are you okay? I'm with Diddy. No, I'm sorry. I'm with Puff. Because Puff had a heavier name than Diddy. Let's really be clear about it. I'm with Puff, bitch. Just me and Puff. You damn right. I'm popping a Molly. And I'm trying to get in the industry. I'm popping the fucking Molly. Are you okay? Are y'all cool? I'm not going to get on here and act like I'm holier than thou like y'all. I'm going to be real. But the thing is, where the grooming and the stuff comes in at is she's under the impression that this is somebody that has a potential of them being together, that she can be with him. Because that's what I would be thinking. But I'm a Pisces. I'm a hopeless romantic. But in my mind, yeah, I'm going to pop the Molly because we going to be together. That's my nigga. I mean, it's not official yet, but it will be. That's my nigga. Yeah. And I'm young. I'm fly. Girl, bye. Yay. You see what I'm saying? But that's where grooming comes in. And that's why having age equals wisdom. And that's why having that wisdom turns into a tool, not a tool. It turns into a weapon, because he understands that he has none of this planned for Cassie. He understands. Diddy knows, I'm just about to slut out. I mean, I like her. She fine. She cute. But that ain't what I'm trying to do with the bitch. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a play with her and make her think that whoop de whoop. But what I really want, I'm about to, yay. And this is why that's a weapon. This is where grooming comes in, because you want her under the impression that she's doing this for something greater at the end, when you know good and well ain't nothing great at the end for this. Now, I think as time went by, Diddy did fall in love with her. But Diddy was also in love with his lifestyle as well, which is why he continued to have random dudes from Craigslist, white, black, yellow, and green, come over there and drop dick off on his old lady. It became normal and a norm to him. Okay? Jay said maybe Tupac could have had me on a boat. Girl, Tupac would have had me on a boat with a needle in my arm. Do you hear me? Bitch, please. This is not funny, but I'm just saying. I'm thinking about, you talking about Tupac or Maru Shakur, bitch, girl. I'd have been on a boat with Pop, arm up, needle out, bitch. Girl, what's up? Bitch. That's why the Lord ain't never let me meet him, huh? God know my heart. That's why he said, bitch, you won't ever see light or day of them. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. God knows me. Because, baby, God said, don't let this bitch get nowhere around this nigga because she going to crash out. And he know that I would have. Yeah, I'm fuck it. It is what it is. It is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Girl, please. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Talking about on the boat. Girl, what's up? Girl, anyways. Moving forward, because this is not about me. So anyway, moving forward. So, yeah, he was grooming her to make her think that he had something greater for her at the end, which he knew good and well he had no plans on that. Okay? He knew he had no plans on that. And this is what grooming is all about. And him having the access and the power and the money that he has, that alone within itself, is a power dynamic and a weapon against an unsuspecting anybody. I don't care if you're 19 or 49 or 69. The fact that Diddy has money and access and power, he can coerce and convince people to do a lot of things, okay? So now fast forward. Hold on. Girl, I sure hope my mama ain't on here. Me talking about I'd have been laid out with a needle in my arm with Pac. And I said what I said and I'm not taking it back. Because it's the truth. Especially back in the 90s. In the 90s? With Tupac Amaru? Go ahead, bro. Y'all go ahead, bro. Y'all get on here and y'all be acting crazy. I'm gonna just be honest and tell the truth. You feel what I'm saying, girl? In the 90s? You talking about fine Tupac with the baggy pants that used to be sagging with the boxers and the thug life on the stomach with all the tattoos, smoking weed with the bandana? Who talk shit? Who a revolutionary? The revolutionary part would have got me wet. I'm gonna be honest. His Black Panther talk and his revolutionary part, that would have got the needle in my arm by itself. But add the fact that he cute and he can rap and he's Tupac, girl, bye. I'm just playing. No, I ain't playing. I'm serious. But let's move on. Girl, I'm just saying y'all acting crazy. I'm not. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. And that's all I could do is be real, okay? Anyways, so he was grooming her, you guys. Now, fast forward. Cassie cries in court, describing humiliation during freak off, says Diddy made her perform on her period and call him Pop Pop. Also describes choking on urine. So here we go. Trigger warning. Don't get y'all ass on here listening to all of this if you're going to be easily triggered. But then, oh my God, this is so triggering to listen to. How could you do this? Log out, fat. Come back. Log out. Trigger warning now. Now let's move on. It says, describing Diddy freak off, says she was forced to perform on her period, called him Pop Pop after her grandfather, and was urinated on until she choked. Ew. Cassie broke down in court while testifying against Diddy, sharing disturbing details from their relationship. She told the courts she was repeatedly forced into freak offs, even during her cycle, and was subjected to humiliating acts involving Diddy and male escorts, despite never giving consent. It was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted it, she said, recalling a moment where she nearly suffocated. Cassie said she didn't really verbally protest out of fear of his temper, but it was clear she didn't want to be on the ground degraded like that. She also testified that Diddy made her call him Pop Pop, a name she once used to her grandfather or for her grandfather, which she now finds deeply disrespectful. According to Cassie, he set the tone in the room, recruiting men from Craigslist and left hotel suites like the Intercontinental in NYC so damaged they had to be fully redecorated after. You know how much money you got to the whole hotel room up, and they just be like, we just gonna redecorate it. This is a big deal, Nia. This is a big deal. I'm going to leave that up there for y'all. Because y'all need to understand with these laws and these rules, it's very meticulous with how it's set up. Okay? Now I'm going to leave that there for you to read it. And then we're going to move on. Okay? Because I ain't going to lie. Pac would have had me till the nigga said, pee in your mouth. He could pee on my leg. Fuck. He could pee on my back. Let me put my hand behind it. But my mouth? Oh, no. That's when the needle would have came out the arm for me with Pac. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. We got to be honest about these situations. And I feel like she's being honest. And I love that. I love that for her. But this is a lot going on. Let's get into it. Hey, I'll let you pee on my leg. Fuck it. My mouth, though, that's what a cut. Nigga, if you lost your mind. It says, let's go into it. What happened? It says, AUSA, any other use of candle wax? Ventura, a few times poured on my body. AUSA, who set the temperature in the room? Ventura, Sean. I was expected to do freak offs on my period. Oh, God. It's disgusting. AUSA, did you want to do that? Ventura, no. AUSA, did you want to be urinated on? Defense, objection. Judge, grounds. Defense, asked and answered. Judge, overruled. Ventura, no, I didn't want it. AUSA, how did it feel? Ventura, it was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted it. AUSA, why were you choking? Ventura, too much urine in my mouth. AUSA, who else urinated on you? Ventura, Sean. AUSA, did you want Sean to urinate on you? Ventura, I didn't want anyone to urinate on me. AUSA, how often did it happen? Ventura, often enough. So Diddy got the escorts peeing on her and in her mouth, and he doing it too. Ew. Disgusting. AUSA, which hotel charged the most for the damage to the room? Ventura, the Intercontinental in New York. They redecorated the whole room for ridiculous money. AUSA, back to the urination. Judge, Miss Johnson, only a few more questions. AUSA, why didn't you say no? Now, this is very pivotal. Ventura, it was obvious I didn't want to be on the ground being urinated on by two men. AUSA, where did you find the escorts? Ventura, initially Craigslist. I want to know what she said when he said, why didn't you say no? Because that's what consent is all about. Being able to, the only way not being able to verbally consent is if you're so heavily under an influence that you can't give a verbal consent, okay? Now, if she's recalling these situations as vividly as she's recalling them, she was probably verbally able to say, I don't want to be urinated on, but she didn't. Okay? And at this point, per definition, per law, she would be a willing participant. You guys, y'all, I know it's bad morally. Morally, it's jacked up. But she never said, hey, I don't want y'all to do this to me. She did it. Okay? Sweet T says she was scared. I believe that. But the way consent work is, you have to be able to say yes or no, unless you're so under the influence that you can't give a verbal to agree or disagree. Okay? Now, fast forward. I wonder why she didn't say no. Because all she says is, it was obvious I didn't want to be peed on. But you never said no. AUSA, do you recall all of the freak-offs? Ventura, that would be impossible. AUSA, did you want to stop? Ventura, yes, I was humiliated. I didn't have those words then. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And then she starts sobbing. AUSA, did you tell him you didn't want to? Answer, she says yes. So she did at some point say, I don't want to do freak offs. But the peeing, she never said so far. I brought it up gently. I didn't want him to just do it with someone else. Now, pause. This is very important. She's saying she didn't want to do it. That's the first step. Verbalizing, I'm not consenting. I don't want to have all these freak offs. But the problem to that last statement she made behind that is, I was afraid he was going to do it with someone else. So that means just from the context of what I'm reading, that means that he didn't have to force you. You did it because you were afraid that he was going to do it with someone else. You see what I'm saying? This still makes her a victim. I'm not taking away from her being a victim, but at certain points out of these 10 years, there were a time where she was making decisions. Right here, she made the decision that I'm going to continue, even though I don't want to. I'm going to continue with the freak offs because I don't want him to do it with nobody else. You see what I'm saying? That's damaging to her original statement saying that she doesn't want to do it. Because now you contradicted that by saying, well, but I did it because I didn't want him to do it with nobody else. Girl, I wouldn't give a damn who he letting pee. Girl, I would be going to find him a new bitch to get peed on. Girl, are you okay? The only way I wouldn't go find a new bitch for him to pee on is if I'm going to lose my money. She gonna be rocking chinchilla clothes if I let you go. On the house, on the road, if I let you go. She gonna copy everything I told if I let you go. I can't let you go. Hell, I can't let you go. You feel me? That's the only way. Other than that, bitch, I'm about to go find me a sister wife, bitch. Go pee on her. You see what I'm saying? Go pee on her. I'm going to go find me a sister wife look just like me. And I'm going to let her be the one you do the peeing on. And let me be the quarterback of this shit. Let me quarterback the shit. I'm going to go find the bitches and the niggas. But I'm going to go get you one right here who going to let you whoop the whoop. But that's the only way. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to give up my bag and my career. This is damaging. This is damaging, okay? AUSA, were you able to express your concerns to him? Defense, objection, leading, judge, rephrase the question. AUSA, why would you talk to him gently? Ventura, I didn't want him to be angry. Not wanting him to be angry is not enough, you guys. It's not. It's not enough to say that he's the predator. It's not. It's not. Listen, it's one thing if you didn't want to do it, you expressed it, and he forced you. Rather, it's physically, emotionally, mentally. That's one thing. Then we could have the conversation. But most of her account is leading back to her saying, I didn't do it, or I did it because I didn't want him to be upset, or I didn't want him to go do X, Y, and Z, or I did it. You see what I'm saying? But nowhere is it saying that he's forcing her to do it. This is damaging. I'm telling you, this is damaging. There's more. AUSA, what is this? Ventura, email between me and Sean. AUSA, what did you call him? Ventura, pop. AUSA, why? Ventura, he asked me what I called my grandfather. I did it, but now I think it was disrespectful. Girl, it was disrespectful from the moment he told you to call him after your deceased grandfather or your grandfather, period. Do you know I get freaked out and weirded out when I call men daddy in the past when I've used those terms, even during SEX? Because in my mind, having a daddy, it's weird. It's awkward. That has always been something. Like, I've never been one to be like, hey, daddy, because I have a daddy that I call daddy. So it's awkward for me. All she had to do was when he said, call me Pop, be like, nah, I ain't gonna call you Pop because that's my grandpa name. But I can call you something else. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. You know what I mean? So you calling this man after your grandfather? Girl, that gives me, let me tell you how it makes me feel. It dries up my coochie. You want to know why? Because when I say pop, I'm thinking of my actual grandfather. Ew. Like, I can't disassociate my grandfather from pop. Not a nigga who over here peeing on me, got me over here doing freak offs with, I'm calling this nigga pop too. It's gonna dry. I'm not gonna be able to perform. It was weird when he asked you to do it, Cassie. Not now. It was weird then. And it should have dawned on you that it was weird. You know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering, how close of a relationship does Cassie have to her family? Now that I'm thinking about it. Because one thing about a person, a predator who likes to groom and manipulate people, they typically find people who ain't close to their people no way. It's harder for you to groom and manipulate somebody who's always talking to their mama, always talking to their daddy, have a close relationship to their pops or their sister or their brother. It's hard to groom those people. I'm starting to wonder, is she even really close to her family? This is just you know what I mean? Is she really close to her family? Because he was damn sure able to isolate her really, really quickly and really well. And obviously he has money and fame and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But ultimately, I'm sensing that there's a disconnect there between her and her family anyway. In my opinion. Then it goes on to say, AUSA, any other use of candle wax? Ventura, a few times poured on my body. AUSA, who set the temperature for the room? Ventura, Sean, I was expected to do a freak offs on my period. AUSA, did you want to do that? Ventura, no. Girl, listen. Ooh, Lord. To the women in the chat, if you've ever had a heavy period, oh my God. Especially on day one of that period, when that shit falling down like a goddamn waterfall, when you're bleeding like a shotgun victim. Girl, could you imagine? See, that's how I know I couldn't last 10 years. That's how I know I couldn't. Because there's certain things I'm here for it. There's certain things I'm here for. But there's certain things it's a deal breaker. Girl, on my period, I'm cramping. My stomach hurt. And you want me to let somebody ram some dick in me? Are you okay? Are you okay? Nigga, no. No. Hell no. It's heavy too? Girl, no way. Yes, J-Love, it's very spiritual. It's very ritualistic too. Y'all do know that, right? Mixing bodily fluids, aka blood, aka urine with sex. It's all ritualistic. You know that, right? It's all ritualistic and spiritual. I don't think I would have been able to do it. I know I wouldn't have been able to do it. I know I wouldn't have been able to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I have certain deal breakers physically I don't think my body would allow me to go through some of the things. My body, not my mind. I don't think my body would allow me to go through some of the things that she went through with this man. All right, moving on. AUSA, it says, Cassie claims after male escort finished on her, she would rub it on Diddy's nipples. Oh my God. Ew. He's so gay. It says, AUSA, what would happen after the escort finished on you? Ventura, Sean would want it put on his body in the next room. Well, what would you grab it in? Would you put it in a cup? Or maybe she had it all on her and then okay. AUSA, did you do that? Ventura, I did. AUSA, where? Ventura, usually on his nipples. AUSA, did you want to do that? Ventura, no. AUSA, how did you feel? Ventura, I was an object being heavily objectified by men. Sometimes he would watch by FaceTime. This nigga was on the FaceTime doing this too? AUSA, were some sessions recorded on your devices? Ventura, because they were there. because they were there. AUSA, if you saw them on your device, what would you do? Or it says, were some of the sessions recorded on your devices? Ventura, because they were there. AUSA, if you saw them on your device, what would you do? She goes on to say, I would delete them. AUSA says, why? Ventura says, they were disgusting. I never wanted anyone to see them. AUSA, were Sean devices used sometimes? Ventura, yes. I'd ask him to delete them. AUSA, did he? Ventura, I don't know. Can you imagine how many times Diddy done had Cassie on the red carpet? This is how I be thinking, because I be thinking about people. Diddy done had this girl on every red carpet you could think of. And all them celebrities just walking by. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? Whoop, whoop, whoop. While the average public is gushing and worshiping celebrityism as it pertains to Diddy and Cassie. Do you guys understand that the people in the industry probably already knew what was going on and probably looked at Cassie as dirt under their feet because of what the things that they've heard that she's done in the name of being with Diddy? Or the things that they've taken place in? The people we on this level of America, the people that we are worshiping, other people in their culture and in their rubbing shoulders with them is like, I'm pretty sure they had them. I'm pretty sure a lot of them in the industry had Cassie. And this is how the industry works. After all those heinous things that Cassie and Diddy was doing, they were able to go and get Cassie and turn Cassie into a victim and turn Diddy into the predator just so that they can bring him down. And they got you, Soulja Boy, in my Hassan Campbell voice. They got you believing that she was just this 100% victim. She was not, y'all. I'm sorry. She was not. She was not. The media has a way of making you think the way the media wants you to think. Niecy said, didn't 50 say Diddy showed him a video of Cassie? From what I'm hearing, a lot of people in the industry knew what was going on with Cassie. A lot of people did. Everybody knew Cassie was the girl, just like in the industry in the 70s with Marvin Gaye. Everybody knew that Marvin Gaye's wife was a passing round. I'm pretty sure everybody in the industry knew what Cassie was. It's just us, the unsuspecting population, that don't know. Yeah, like Ye and his wife, same thing. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody else knew what time they was on. We didn't, because we so blinded by the fame and the money and what seems to be riches and all that stuff. We the only ones looking at these folks like they high and mighty. They peers don't look at them like that. And this is bigger than Diddy and Cassie. Their peers don't look at them like that. I'm just saying. Work in progress. Thank you for the super chat. Says, how she get from the backseat to the steering wheel? You know what's crazy? And she's talking about Halle Bailey and DDG. I was wondering the same thing, because if she was in the backseat putting the baby in the car, how he get her to the steering wheel to bop her head on the steering wheel, I still don't know. But I think it's all cap. Honestly, work in progress. I think it's cap. I think they just find ways to stay in the algorithm, to be completely honest. You know, Fish and Bread, thank you for the super chat. Says, boo, I have been having the same chip as Haley my whole life. I'm the only one who can see it. This is the crazy part. I got the same chip too. Right there. I got the same chip too, right there. I don't know how it happened. I don't know when it happened, but my 2 chip right there. I got the same thing. I don't know. Sharjay, thank you for the super chat. People need to be cautious of others and take responsibility when making the wrong choices and compromising. Absolutely. I agree with that. We got to start taking accountability and responsibility for some of our choices. The ones that are choices. Absolutely. Olivia Dreams, thank you for the super chat. Says, I hope his team gets that 30 mil money back. Girl, they need to, because they did all of that and she's still out here talking. Girl, unless it's something worse than in the lawsuit that she's not saying. I don't know. The Balance, thank you for the super chat, says Cassie must be guilty of something. She has immunity. Also, I think that's why she had to testify. It's probably part of her deal. You know what's crazy? It's funny you bring up that immunity. Of course, they have something darker on her. Of course, they have some stuff. They were co-conspirators in this whole RICO of trafficking thing. Because at the end of the day, these are the facts. These are the facts, not what we feel. These are the facts. Cassie was the one going on Craigslist looking for these men. Cassie was the one who was physically paying these men in the court of law, not in the court of how you feel. In the court of law, Cassie is a co-conspirator. Does it make sense? Okay. She was participating in the same situation as him. She was orchestrating and setting up and paying the escorts. Of course, they got a lot on her. That's part of her immunity. You're absolutely right. Hey, we're going to let you slide. We just want the big fish. All right, bet. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But you're absolutely right. Thank you for bringing that up. The Balance. Thank you so much. Vivi Hustle, thank you for being a member for 3 months. Says, miss you, Vu. I'm back. I'm happy to have you back, Love Bug. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all get the likes up on the video. I think I have another slide from this Cassie stuff. Wait, girl, did y'all see Diddy Mama? Girl, look at Diddy Mama. Looking like she's straight out of a comic book. Look at Diddy Mama, girl.
Miss Combs, God bless you. God bless you, Miss God bless you, Miss Combs. God bless you. Girls, hang in there. Stay focused. Stay focused. Y'all stay focused. Y'all stay focused. God bless. Girls, stay focused. Keep your head up. This is live footage. Kids, keep your head up. 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 It's hard, I'm sure. It's kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got to go through this. They got to be in a helping hand.
Girl, Diddy Mama look crazy. But my heart do go out for the girls, especially simply because they don't have their mama. Right now, they need their mama. So my heart go out for the girls. But that's the family leaving from the courtroom. But I wonder, what did they witness? I can only imagine the things that these children done witness. I can only imagine. Remember, I was telling y'all about how they left out of the courtroom. Allegedly, they had left out of the courtroom when they started talking about all the stuff that was going on with Diddy and the Cassie situation and details. They say the girls all left, all three of them, because they didn't want to hear that. I don't know how any child, son or daughter, would want to hear any of this stuff. But they said the girls left and they were in and out of the courtroom frequently. I got that from Mims, that they were frequently in and out of the courtroom, you know, whenever it was a lot, they would leave, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Here's a photo of the girls leaving the thing. Beautiful girls. Like I said, I know these girls need their mamas, the twins for sure. I know they need their mama right now, and this is around the time that they would have to lean on her, but they don't have that. The only living parent that they have is behind bars, and I'm pretty sure they're in that mansion or in that house, probably maybe with the grandmother, but with a whole bunch of people who work for Diddy. That's what it sounds like to me, or that's what it seems like to me. So here's the girls leaving from the thing. I really felt bad for the kids. That's the only people I feel bad for. Oh, I already talked about that the other day. Hold on. I think I had something. I think that's it. Oh, and here's a depiction. I don't know if this is real. I think this is cap. But whoever did the caption said that this was Cassie on the stand testifying, and Diddy was in a crowd making heart emojis like this. I don't think this is real. I don't think this is real. I don't think this is real. The people on Twitter posted this and said that this was a sketch from the courtroom. But for some odd reason, I don't think this is real, y'all. I don't, y'all. I don't think it's real. Y'all let me know what y'all think if Diddy is really at the courtroom doing this to that girl while she crying, telling her story and her side of the story. Who would do this? Like, why? Like, why would they do this? Like, this is so crazy. I doubt it because I'm pretty sure the judge would stop him from doing stuff like that because he can't talk to her and make gestures and stuff like that. All right. So now it's day 3 of the trial. Let's go over to day 3. It's day 3 of the trial. Cassie's attorney, Douglas Wigdor. The finish line is in sight where Cassie's friends and family are on the other side and the finish line of the finish line, and that her training, her truth will get her through to that point and prevail. Somebody sent me a super chat saying that she won't be able to testify. I saw that when it came through. Hold on. I thought I could have swore somebody sent the super chat saying that she won't be able to, she won't be able to testify, that the defense won't be able to, or maybe it wasn't a super chat. Somebody said that the defense won't be able to cross-examine her. I don't know. Maybe I just saw somebody say that in the chat. The Don, thank you for the super chat. Says, so after the trial, is Cassie going to write the tell-all book? Because that's why Diddy paid that money so she couldn't. I wonder, could she get sued if she does? I don't think she'll be able. Sorry. I don't think she'll be able to write a book. Now, NDAs don't hold up to any criminal proceedings, so that's probably why she's able to testify. But write a book, I'm pretty sure she won't be able to do that. And if she does, I'm pretty positive he'll sue her and take the money back. She won't be able to write a book under an NDA, but testify, yes. Thank you, Dadon, for the super chat. Chosen One, thank you for the super chat, says, they say having sex with multiple people, you can spiritually transfer or receive demonic entities into your body. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes, indeed. Why do you think that they're having sex in urine and blood? Transfers, rituals, souls intertwine. Yay. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Why you think y'all ever heard them? And I've never done this and I've never heard anybody do it. But people, whenever I left New Orleans, people from New Orleans, was not from New Orleans, would say stuff like, oh, she gonna do voodoo on you and put blood in your spaghetti and all that stuff. That's because you need those bodily fluids in order to complete the rituals. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's soul ties. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. So look, y'all, it's day 3 of the trial. I don't know if they'll be able to cross-examine her. I hope that they do. So I saw somebody put it in the chat. I hope that the defense is able to cross-examine her. I don't think that it would be a fair trial if they couldn't, but who knows? I'm not into law. I don't know. But it's day 3 of the trial. This was this morning. This is her attorney. And let's get into this video right quick.
A trial like this, sort of like running a triathlon umbrella. You know, you wait for the beginning for the horn to go off. You're a bit anxious. You get into the water, it's cold. Then you start to feel comfortable in the water. You start to have that comfort. You get on the bike, you start moving fast. And then you get off the bike, you start to run. And you know the finish line is in sight. And I think we're at that point where the finish line is in sight, where Cassie's friends and family are on the other side of the finish line, and that her training, her truth, will get her through to that point and prevail. Thank you. I feel like testifying in a trial like this is sort of like running a triathlon umbrella.
Nigga, black people, nigga, this is a black trial. We don't run no damn triathlons. I heard the nigga talking about getting off the bike and running to the finish line. Man, what? Niggas don't do no triathlons. Have y'all ever seen the triathlon on on the what do you call it? During the Olympics, that's the white folks who they might swim for like 3 miles and then they might jump out the pool and then go get on a bike for like 10 miles. Then they might jump off the bike and then run another 5 miles to the finish line. Nigga, you can't use that as an analogy. This is a nigga case. We don't do all of that. We don't know about all of that. This the analogy he using for her testifying. Well, it's like running a triathlon. Triathlon? Most of us can't even spell triathlon, sir. Are you okay? Nigga, we don't do that. Let me listen to it one more time.
You know, you wait for the beginning for the horn to go off. You're a bit anxious. You get into the water, it's cold. Then you start to feel comfortable in the water. You start to have that comfort. Get on the bike, you start moving fast. And then you get off the bike, you start the run, and you know the finish line is in sight. And I think we're at that point where the finish line is in sight, where Cassie's friends and family are on the other side of the finish line, and that her training, her truth, will get her through to that point and prevail. Thank you.
Oh, sir, go lay down. We don't know nothing about all of that. Just say she almost finished. You ain't have to say all of that. Mind you, Cassie is pregnant on the stand. Cassie is pregnant, so maybe that'll help the jury to find more sympathy for her. You feel what I'm saying? But she's pregnant on the stand. This her lawyer talking about she got off the bike and she running to the finish line.
Jill, how are you feeling
Look at him.
this morning?
Now, this is arrival of Brian Steele, attorney in Diddy's trial, famously represented Young Thug. Okay, so this Young Thug lawyer, look.
God willing, every day.
Jill, how are you feeling this morning?
God willing, every
Y'all think Young Thug lawyer gonna get Diddy off? That's Young Thug lawyer pulling up. You feel me? Because they say it's Diddy day to day, huh? How it go? I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. I'm gonna have to watch Mims later on this evening when I get off of here and see what Mims say, because he down there. You know what I'm saying? Not only is Mims down there, but Mims is down there. Armand Wiggins, Tisa Tells. Who else said they was down there? All them folks down there. But I like Mims, so I'm gonna watch Mims because he's very unbiased. Not saying that the other ones are, but I'm gonna watch Mims and see what Mims have to say. But honestly, y'all, I don't know. I'm watching the trial just like y'all. Like I told y'all earlier on the stream, tomorrow I have to get one wisdom tooth pulled. I have all 4, but I'll have to get one of them pulled because of a cavity now. But I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow. I will try my hardest. I may not. If I can muster up. If I can, I've never had a tooth pulled. If I can muster up the courage to do a live, I won't be on camera. I'm telling you now. If not, I won't come on at all. And I'll try to do a bunch of pre-recorded content this evening. We'll see. We'll see. Outside the box, thank you for the super chat, says, how is she still able to testify after making that deal? It had to come with an NDA or something. Because criminal, when you have an NDA, it doesn't go for criminal court. Like, it's cool. It's cool, but when it's come down to criminal court, NDAs are void, null and void in criminal court. So yeah, if I got to testify for some criminal you did and you have me under an NDA saying I can't talk about the freak offs, if the freak offs happen to have something to do with the criminal case, I can go up and testify. Yes. So yeah, she's able to testify. She just won't be able to do interviews. She won't be able to sell a book, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Somebody say bald head Jag is there, child. With that being said, I got to get off of here, y'all. Love y'all down to the ground. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Hopefully, I'll try to be here tomorrow. If not, I'll catch you Friday or Monday. But either way, I will be here on this channel. Saturday or one of those days, I'll definitely be at the dollhouse. Love y'all down to the ground. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all take care of each other and watch the trial so we can come back and talk about it. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we love. your boy. Hustle for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, drop it for your. Lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.